Welcome and thank you for viewing the webinar, Reducing Blood Wastage Vein to Vein. The primary function of a quality management solution is to ensure that critical processes are being managed. This is essential in achieving and demonstrating compliance to guidelines and regulatory standards. The purpose of this webinar is to demonstrate how Gale's integrated quality management solution, qPulse, can be configured to record blood product discards, analyse the root causes and manage actions put in place to reduce blood wastage. The kappa module will ensure all supply chain issues are recorded, analysed and assigned follow-up actions appropriate to the investigation. And this powerful module can be configured to meet your organisation's workflows and quality processes whilst driving continuous improvement. So if we click through to the kappa module, the success of any investigation and ultimately data analysis depends on the quality of data that is entered into the system. By using a configurable kappa wizard, we are able to capture key details in consistently and quickly. You can see that we have configured several types of wizards to record asset non-conformances, clinical incidents, customer complaints, supplier incidents and SABRE reporting. But back to the example for product discards, if we click through to the wizard and then move past the introductory page, we can start recording details for initial investigation, the status of the products and perhaps reasons of why products have been discarded. We will record the raised by person and also raised date as well. And clicking through to the second page, we can see that we have predefined and selected fields that are mandatory, and this ensures that data is captured to allow the investigation to progress and also for data analysis. The second page has been configured to capture product details, and we can drill down into the type of products. We are going to select from the product list red cells. We are also going to record the number of units discarded and also blood groups. This data is used for analysis. On the third page, we have configured the ability to capture initial fault category and cost if known. If we drill down into the fault categories, we can record any fridge failures, we can use time expired, wasted import, but let's select out of temperature lab environment. We will record the cost as 4 times unit price of a single red cell unit, and if appropriate, attach any supporting information such as emails, diagrams, photos, any file type. We have the ability to cross-reference documents stored within qPulse in a controlled manner. This could relate to the product discard procedure and also the product handling procedure. This information will assist with the investigation. So after all of the key details have been entered, you can see that a defined workflow loads, and this will be used to investigate the product discards in a consistent manner. You can build multiple templates, each with differing workflows that can be loaded for different action types such as non-conformances, change controls, customer complaints, supply complaints. But let's go back to this example. We have a unique record identifier, we have a default status as open, the raised date has been pushed through, the type of issue has been recorded, and this is product discard. Ownership has been defaulted to a QA team member. We also have a defaulted target date. So immediately with these two fields populated, with the ownership and target date, the system is driving completion of this record through email reminders and also through user workload. Details for the initial observations are pushed through, as well as key fields for raised by, fault category, product types, and also reference documents. You can see that several fields have been marked with red asterisks, and this indicates mandatory fields again, and data must be captured in these fields prior to record closure, and the system will not allow these records to be closed without data. This again is used for analysis. So let's move through to the stages, the first stage being containment. We have default again for staff member within the QA team. We have a default target date. We have default action that must be reviewed and acted upon. So here the QA team member is recording that the blood tracker system used to record stock levels has been updated and confirms product discarded. Staff member will then close the stage, and on saving they are prompted for electronic signature, all as part of 21 CFR Part 11 compliance. So let's open up the second stage. Again, we have defaulted ownership, we have default target dates and actions. You can also see that we have stage actions as well, and these are required to be closed for record completion and for stage completion. You can see that if the QA team assess that kappa is required, a second template is applied and ownership is reassigned. So let's apply the second template. Again, you can see that we have an options for lab investigations, for change control processes, for supplier audits, even for standard non-conformances with kappa. But we are selecting product discards. We are appending additional stages and actions, and this now results in a more substantial investigation with root cause analysis, corrective preventive action if identified, QA follow-up and QA review. Let's check the information that we are seeing carried through on the record. We have the batches such as number of units affected, blood group. We have the cost as well. And we have data again carried through on mandatory fields. Okay, so let's have a look at previously raised record. And you can see on here it's fallen into the same bucket of source such as product discard. We have the same number sequence, status is open, again with default ownership. On review of the stages and of the workflows, you can see that detail has been recorded for root cause analysis. Detail has been recorded for corrective action. And then finally we'll work through to QA follow-up. So we've performed an effectiveness check. Then finally we are able to close off the last stage for QA review and close off. So we can mark here that the record can become closed off as complete. We can close off the full record, and again on saving we are prompted for electronic signatures. Okay, so what have we achieved so far? We've recorded the blood product discards, we've entered the number of units discarded and the cost, we've put in place actions to reduce blood wastage, and we've completed this by following defined workflow with the purpose of identifying root cause and applying corrective and preventive actions. It's in a controlled manner, and so internal processes such as component processing, testing and distribution can be revised and improved to help reduce wastage. And this also pushes data through to the analysis module. So if we open up QPulse analysis, you can see that we get a snapshot of the quality management system. Looking directly at the type of issues, we've already defined product discards, we have clinical incidents, due to asset non-conformances and even management review actions. We can use the filters on the left hand side of the screen to select specific dates, date ranges, quarters, also close dates. We can then look at analysing the source versus department type. You can see that we're able to view types of actions versus department. We can also choose the status. This will show records that are open, records that are closed. And you can see that the fields that were set as mandatory are pulling through. Okay, so let's have a look back at product discards. This is our top offender. We can drill down and we can start looking at root cause. The information from the kappa records has pushed through. It's identifying that the top factor is personnel, followed by equipment failure, and then we have process, system, training and technical. If we click back, then we can start drilling down into fault categories. You can see that we have an overarching parent of product wastage, but this can be further drilled into. You can see that the defined categories are pulling through, and out of temperature lab environment is the top offender. If we wish, we can identify the top 5. We can even identify the top 3. So let's start drilling down into the information, seeing what else that we can analyse. We can choose a time period breakdown, so that can be performed over weeks, months, quarters, years. And we can also do a comparison of time periods as well. And in this example, we shall choose last quarter, and we shall also choose this quarter. And see what trending the system will show us. You can see in the time period for last quarter we have several incidents. We have had 24 incidents for product discards, and we also have 8 incidents so far in the current quarter. So we will be able to form a picture and a quarter comparison using this data. We're also able to choose different graphical styles, bar, horizontal bar, pie chart, line, graph, and also where appropriate apply any Pareto analysis and linear trend lines. So this is a very powerful tool. It's current data, it's live data, and all of the staff who have access to the analysis module are viewing the same data sets. Okay, so what we're also able to do is create searches that can be shared with other users, so they do not have to build their own searches. And so on a daily basis they can click into, with one click, product discard versus fault category. They can then drill down into category miscellaneous and see what the subsets are. We can also choose to look at processes. You can see that we've listed hospital, production, storage, testing. We can look at product discard versus product type. So we've got a mixture of blood, platelets and one plasma. We can drill down into this information further and just pick the type of product further. So red cells are most commonly discarded, followed by autologous and whole blood. Then look at the costing. We entered data in during the kappa wizard relating to the cost of discards. By one click on the search, we're able to see that blood discards are the highest business cost, followed by platelets, followed by plasma. We can even drill down into the type of product and see what the cost split is. So we have pooled apheresis. If we click back and then drill into red cells, into blood products, so you can then drill down into red cells, whole blood, autologous. And again, this is one click searches. Okay, if we go back up to the fault category, what we're also able to do is from the analysis module, view the kappa records. And this is extremely useful, extremely powerful tool for review meetings, for project meetings, quality review boards. And through the analysis, we can now start targeting the top factors contributing to blood wastage. If we wish to target a factor directly, we can load in a specific workflow. Again, we assign it to a specific source, a specific issue type. And this helps us analyse on the information at a later date. You can see that the workflow is different. For the kappa investigations, we now have defined the problem, root cause analysis through to approval and review, and you can really configure and design any workflow within QPOS to match your quality processes. Okay, so what have we seen? What have we been able to achieve? The powerful analysis module enables you to view your data starting at a high level. The drill down functionality allows you to identify specific processes and procedures relating to wastage that require focus, and we've shown that these can be addressed directly by using the kappa module, and this drives process improvement through ownership, target dates and defined workflows. So in summary, during this webinar we have seen how an electronic QMS can assist in reducing blood product wastage by recording supply chain issues with follow-up actions, recording processes and actions and distributing to the appropriate staff through ownership. We've analysed the top 5 factors affecting blood wastage within your organisation. We've also increased visibility into the reasons for blood wastage and put corrective and preventive processes in place. Thank you again for viewing this webinar, and please contact Gail for further information on how QPOS can help your organisation.